Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble Kingz.
What's going on, world? Welcome back to another episode of Humble Kingz Radio Show. It is your boy GT. I got with me my brothers T Barlow and none other than the DJ Flyness.
Still ain't got his buttons right, man. You need to get them drops, man.
Still no drop.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting a bunch of snow and everything else and taking care of neighbors.
I don't kind of sound to me like that's a good time to get some drops made up.
And well, I don't just do my yard; I do 2 other people's yards. So.
Oh, okay. All right, respect.
And also the 4 people that got stuck in my house that I had to help get unstuck, and then everything went to complete HE double hockey stick today when the cops got called to my house. So
at the house. Sheesh. You didn't shoot him, did you?
Oh no. I'm a very personal individual, so I most likely will not shoot you. I will probably choke you out first.
It is more intimate when you choke him.
It's a lot more intimate to choke him than shoot him.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
To try to keep it as Christian as safe as possible, I wasn't at home, and the appliance man came to fix our dryer, and my wife was trying to show him, like, hey, you guys always say you fix it, but every time we go to get something out and the dryer moves, it breaks. And so she showed him, and he got mad, and he called himself yelling at my wife. So my wife calls me to tell me, and as she's telling me, I hear him in the background yelling at her. So I'm like putting him on the phone, and I'm trying to be calm because my health, I'm not supposed to get mad. So I'm literally like, hey man, calm down, don't talk to my wife like that. You know, she's just trying to show you what happened, and he's not listening. He's like, no, she stuck her arm in her. And I'm like, bro, every time we go to get laundry out of the dryer, it breaks. And he's like, no, she stuck her, and he's not listening. So I'm like, yo. And he's like, I'm gonna just charge you guys. I was like, you know what? Just get out of my house. I said, get out of my house right now. I was like, you're not finna disrespect my wife in my house. Get out of my house. Or if you ain't gonna pay me, I'm gonna call the cops. Go ahead, call the cops. But you ain't finna get a dime from me. Yeah. Right? So I called the company and I told them what happened. And of course he already called them before I called him. So he told his half of the story, right? So, and I'm already worked up at this point, and I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, if this dude is on my property when I get there, then, you know, Flyness ain't gonna be safe Flyness anymore, right? And so she's like, oh, you know, we're recording this, and I'm like, oh, let me make it clear. So I yell clear as possible. If this guy's on my property when I get there, Flyness ain't gonna be safe Flyness anymore. And so when I get there, he's sitting in front of the house, and he's kind of blocking my driveway. So I pull up on the side of the road, down the window. It says some choice words that I have to repent about tonight. And then I pull up and I get out the car, and he thinking it's funny, you know. So I tell him, like, move your car now before I pull you out of your car. So he moves, and when I go pull up, he still didn't move it enough that he was still blocking my driveway. So I was like, this is the last time I'm going to tell you. If I got to tell you to move your car from blocking my driveway again, I'm going to pull you out of this car. And so he still thinks it's funny, but he moves. So when the cop finally gets there, of course, now he's like, oh, I was in a hostile environment, blah, 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 blah. And I'm telling the cop, I'm like, I wasn't even at home. He was talking to my wife like he was crazy. You know, I'm trying to diffuse the situation. He doesn't want to be cool. So I told him to get out the house. So, you know, I told the company, tell him to leave. Send somebody else. I'll give you your money, or I'll pay you over the phone. They're insisting that I have to pay him. And I'm telling them I'm not going to pay him. So the cop is trying to be mediator, right? And I know the law. So, you know, he tells the cop, oh, well, he threatened me. He told the lady that he was going to beat me up if I was on his property. And I looked at the cop and I was like, did I break any laws by saying what I said? He was like, no. And I said, and do I have the right to do that? And he was like, yeah. And I said, okay, thank you. I know the laws, you know? So anyway, so he was like, why don't you just pay the guy? I looked at the cop. I was like, look, you got a ring on your finger. Would you pay him if he did what he did to my wife? And he was like, nope. And I said, thank you. And I said, I told them I will pay anybody else or whatever, but I'm not going to pay him. They keep insisting that I pay him, and I'm not going to do it. And I was like, on top of this, he don't know his laws. I'm like, your policy is to sit in front of somebody's house until they pay you. Like, the cop ain't going to tell you nothing but, hey, take him to small claims court. $90.
Yeah. Yeah. So did he fix the problem though?
No, and the jar's not even fixed.
No, so why would you pay him though? I don't understand it. Like I don't. Yeah, I don't. No. Yeah. Who? Yeah. We got to put the company on blast. That's one person.
Yeah. I made sure to give them a nice long Google review. So.
Well,
right.
God is good.
Now that you got that off your chest, you feeling good? We get the show started.
Say it with my chest.
All right.
I was gonna say like as you was telling the story like literally I started but I felt like he was cussing my wife out right. I feel you, man. Listen, man, ain't no way on earth you are F. But anyway, my fault, GT. Go ahead, just take it. Sorry, look, because he getting me riled up. I'm ready to go I'm ready to go pick him up, go pop the trunk. I ain't even got nothing in the trunk but an ice scraper.
I didn't even think about grabbing a shotgun. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get him. I'll just get him with my hands. This is personal.
Yeah. Well, praise God. Everybody say, GT, man. Go ahead. We're gonna put it back in your hands because we ain't right now.
I was just gonna say shout out to our sponsors, but they don't condone the violence. So
I know they
don't. Shout out to First Student though. You know, they treat us right and they take care of the Humble Kingz radio show. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do on the scale that we do it. So thank you, First Student. We love y'all. If anybody out there is looking for a job, they're hiring all around the country, to be honest with you. But obviously, if you're in Omaha, holler at the Humble Kingz and we'll hook you up.
Including Canada.
Yeah, we're hiring in Canada too. They're hiring in Canada too. Yes, sir. We got a video, right? And then we'll come in with our topic for today.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's Humble Kingz radio show. We'll be right back.
Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble Kingz. Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble Kingz.
You're right. I have and I've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
And if I do have to go, I'm taking Tori. Let's go.
Tori!
At that time, it's about that time for the restoration, bring it out. Cross my mind with the temptation, kick it out. It ain't much more than I worry about. I figured out that I ain't got it all figured out. Most tag got me propped up. It's about that time for the restoration, bring it out. Cross my mind with the temptation, kick it out. It ain't much more than I worry about. I figured out that I ain't got it all figured out. Most tag got me propped up. I can't believe it, they finally see it, man, look who we made it. I remember back in the day that preacher was hating. And I used to be hurt to the core now. But that was then, you came in. Lord, you finally settled the score. Yeah, I can say they've been forgiven. When they saw rise in my riches, I finally have a new blessing. I gave it all to you. Cause I let love play its part. Had to come up out of the dark. Had to get the head out of my heart. Cause they murder you over a bar. You're all I need at the end of the day. Ain't nothing nobody can say. So I put my trust in you. I'm ready for change. It's about that time for the restoration, bring it out. Cross my mind with the temptation, kick it out. It ain't much more than I worry about. I figured out that I ain't got it all figured out. Most tag got me propped up. It's about that time for the restoration, bring it out. Cross my mind with the temptation, kick it out. It ain't much more than I worry about. I figured out that I ain't got it all figured out. Most tag got me propped up. I used to a grind just like it was nothing. I into a scars, the church in the cutting. I sat in the bag watching the sun. There ain't men spiritually dying. I just wanted to be good. I was pretending to be sad. I just wanted to be in my bag. But I was so mad, yeah. I wasn't in mercy. Had to forgive all the people who hurt me. Looking back, I don't deserve it. Yes, Lord, I did, I cursed it. To this day, I feel accepted. Wanna make it into heaven. Wanna fellowship with the brethren. We gon' fellowship with the brethren. To my dogs, yeah, we gon' ball. On God, we gon' answer the call. I'm giving you my all. I'm ready for change.
About that time for the restoration, bring it out. Cross my mind with the temptation, kick it out. It ain't much more than I worry about. I figured out that I ain't got it all figured out. Most time got me propped up. It's about that time for the restoration, bring it out. Cross my mind with the temptation, kick it out. It ain't much more than I worry about. I figured out that I ain't got it all figured out. Most time got me propped up.
And we are back.
They like to stop abruptly on these videos. Sometimes it's weird.
Not like a nice smooth transition out.
Yeah. So we're all like, "Oh, we're back on."
Glad I wasn't picking my nose.
Right. It was just gone. I'm like, we all look like cats.
Right. We're back.
Shout out to Tory Deshawn. I never heard that song, but I missed the Tory Deshawn. I like that dude.
Yeah, I like that song. I like that. I thought it was pretty good.
I saw the Arches in there. I'm like, they're in St. Louis, but I don't know who that other dude was.
That was probably the dude. What does it say? Tory how do you say that?
Collab.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's it. That 3 will be an E. Yeah.
I was all like
Caleb. It's Caleb.
Caleb.
Okay, there we go. All right. Shout out to Caleb. I like that song. I thought it was good.
Right. Yeah.
Let me check these guys out. I hope they're on Spotify.
I know Tory Deshawn is for sure. Our topic for today, I know we were kind of trying to figure it out. I feel like there's a couple different routes that we can go. And just in the intro, Ramon, you reminded me that there was a topic that we had tabled. Excuse me, Flyness, you had reminded me that there was a topic that we had tabled about profanity in Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
You still have that video? I know you don't have it queued up.
Let's not do that this week. I gotta be ready for that because it's cursing actually in that song, so I have to edit it. And it's not just one word; it's a few words. Or we could just throw up a disclaimer and I can play it.
I'm on some we all grown here. It's not like I'm like, I don't know, but it ain't like the kids ain't saying it.
That too.
I must be honest with you. I cussed more as a third grader than I do as an adult.
As a third grader, bro.
I'm just being all the way 100.
It's you know what? It's probably true because I was like that too.
Yeah. I had the nastiest jokes as a third grader. You couldn't say pencil around me without me turning it into something perverted. But then I remember I used to try to cuss hard. So I don't know, it was crazy. Anyway, so no, it's totally up to you. But like there's that. But then there's also, you were saying the idea of the hot topic of Christian late night clubs.
I feel like even this
we could do both, right?
We could, but I think maybe let's just do the clubs and then we can have, because you probably have some songs to go with that other topic too.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So I got the song queued up. If you want to play whichever one you want to do, I'm cool with it.
Let's do the clip, the clip that we posted about today.
Okay.
Listening to Christian music, I don't know who's twerking to Oceans. And my question is how you feel about these late night Christian clubs that have started happening. Late night Christian clubs? What's wrong with that? I had a young adult ministry and we used to have an after party and we would show up like 120 deep to Papados and just take over the whole thing. Like young adults, they want to hang out. That's what young adults want to do. If somebody's giving them an alternative to like going to an actual club, I don't see what the big deal is. If they're listening to Christian music, I don't know who's twerking to Oceans. I know Maverick City has some bops, but I don't think it's going to turn nobody into Magic City. I see nobody sliding down a pole to break every chain. If this is just a bunch of believers in Jesus and they're hanging out late, believers in Jesus can't hang out late? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just going to preface this conversation with a pause.
Why?
Tim Ross had no chill.
He didn't say nothing wrong. He didn't say anything wrong. He didn't say anything wrong that T wouldn't say. No, but he makes a great point. Like we had Christian nights, you know, and I was the DJ for Christian nights. And if it wasn't for Christian nights, we wouldn't even be sponsored by First Student.
However, and again, I'm not saying that what they're doing is wrong, but I just want to say, however, when we did it, like we did it at what could be considered respectable hours.
We didn't go past 10 o'clock.
Right. You know what I mean? And so, and again.
But what's wrong with going late, though? What's wrong, like, if there was a Christian?
Booty call hours, bro.
Inherently nothing, but I'm going to tell you like a wise man told me.
Nothing good comes after 2 o'clock.
The freaks come out at night.
Houdini told you that?
Yeah, he's a wise man. He ain't lying. Hey, so I mean, I'm not against it. There needs to be accountability and oversight. There needs to be, you know what I mean, like, and I don't know how you would even do that, how it would even work out, because the fact of the matter is, and this is just me being honest, somebody who's been redeemed, who's been brought from a lot. The biggest freaks I ever met were in the church. The biggest. You don't have to be making it clap on the dance floor in order to be like, yeah, I want to take that home and go hit that. Because you can be at choir rehearsal doing everything right and be like, yeah, I want to go home and hit that. I'm just being honest. Now, this can happen anywhere. So I'm not saying that this is the reason why it should stop. I'm just saying that, you know, if I go by what I know historically, what happens behind the scenes, and what historically what has happened in youth ministries, you understand what I'm saying? like there needs to be some protections and some accountability in place. I don't know anything about their structure. I don't know anything about how it's set up, how it's policed, you know what I mean, like how the accountability falls into place. So I'm not saying like, hey, they need to cut this out. I wholeheartedly agree that Christians should be able to have fun and enjoy. I said I do it all. I have fun. I hope my wife has fun. I hope marriage is fun with me. You know what I mean? You know, say like I have fun with you guys when we go out and go do stuff, and it's never at Magic City. Praise God. Amen. Somebody. You know.
Amen.
I know. Hey, yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like we, you know, I believe that Christians should be able to have fun, but I think what it is when people hear that it's a nightclub type like thing, immediately their mind goes to what they did in nightclubs. And I think what a lot of people fail to remember, that there is a particular aspect of Christianity in which there are some things, not all things, there are some things within the culture that that has redeemable qualities. Case in point, hip hop,
Christian hip hop,
or rock and roll. You know what I mean? Just any of that. You know what I mean? Politics.
So you brought up a point about sometimes what people think when you're in a church.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose my train of thought. I don't want to go off topic here. But how do I want to say this? So we also say, okay, this is what people think. And then sometimes we get upset at churches for having dress codes.
Okay.
I could tell you personally, I've DJed in churches, not for church services. It was just a church event that I've been on stage and someone was in the front row. And it's happened a few times where someone showed up and they were wearing a skirt in the front row, legs not crossed, nothing. And I'm like sitting there trying not to do the JT Matthews at the beginning of 5 Heartbeats, you know, and I'm going, you know, I've heard songs about, you know, people were like, oh, you know, the girl sitting in the front with the short dress trying to distract the preacher. And I'm like, oh, this is what they're talking about, you know? And it's happened a few times.
So,
but I'm also that firm believer that you don't turn people away from church. If they showed up, they showed up. For a reason, but you also have to be careful, right? I've been in church where I watched my pastor. I talked to Tia about one time, and I said, you know, I watched my pastor grow. You should watch your pastor grow along with you growing, right? And I watched my pastor grow from certain things. You know, he was like, you could wear a hat up in the church. You could wear, you know, you came in there with your pants hanging or your skinny jeans. You were like, you know, change. And then eventually he was like, no, we shouldn't do that. You know, let them come to church. Let the Holy Ghost convict them, and they will change themselves. But he also found out. Hey, he was like, hey, you know. And I don't want you, T, to take it the wrong way, but you know what he means by when he says, you know, I, in this church as this pastor, I can't help or get everybody saved. I can't save everybody.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Right? He's not. I didn't want you to think he was like, well, he's not Jesus. Of course he can't save anybody, but it's not what he meant by it.
Yeah.
He was like, look, I can't save everybody, and I have to protect the people in this church who are already saved. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you do have to go, hey, you're a distraction. You're not here. Yeah, you're not here to get the word. You're here trying to cause some mess. And because of that, you have to go.
Well, now that,
and I don't mean like the first time you come visit. I mean like
yeah. So
there.
I think there's context and aspects to this conversation where you're right, like, you know, church, and like somebody shows up, like, praise God, just showed up. However, what did you show up for? Like, what are you here for? You know what I mean? Like not that you ask him that, but you want to be vigilant, you know, about anybody who comes into the church, because especially as a pastor, you have to protect the flock, right? But having said all of that, you know, there's ways to delegate certain people to handle certain situations. Like, for example,
pull your mic away from your mouth a little bit because it's popping.
Yep, my bad.
Better.
All right. Yep. For example, like if a young lady walks up in the church and she got on whatever she wore to the club the night before, right? You know, there is a measure of responsibility on the seasoned saints to kind of just be like, okay, I'm in the world, not of it. Lord, you know, damn it, mine eyes, whatever, you know, whatever you got to say, whatever, and then treat that person just as if she was wearing a choir robe. That's a hard thing to do, and because it's a new person to come. Like, who knows how maybe she just couldn't go home that night. She realized, or
maybe she was just like, I just had a bad experience.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm
done. I hear you guys.
Right. And she was so dumb that she ain't had time to go home and change. She needed to get to church. She needed to get to, you understand what I'm saying? And of course, if that's the case, guess what? Like within the next weeks or so, you're gonna see a significant difference in the way she dressed, this, that, and the other, right? But let's say, like, if somebody's just consistently, you know, wearing things, and there's been this whole this conversation about it, because like where guys would be like telling women, like, yo, you know, the stuff you wearing makes me think of sex, and the women would be like, yo, that's your fault, like yo, I'm just trying to look cute, right? And to which I would say there's a responsibility on both parties, right? there's a responsibility for the women to dress in a way that isn't sensual, and there's a responsibility on the men to not lust after our sisters, so forth. And it's a
sometimes it's hard on both ends.
It is. And try to exist, saying within that paradigm, trying to exist like that. It definitely it's problematic. It's the war. It's part of the war that we have. So now consider this: if people dress like that when they go to church, what are they dressing like at this nightclub? And if I'm in the church and that's a distraction, here now I'm in a different setting. Yeah, the music may be different, sort of, because sonically, much of the music is still the same, right? So yeah, you may be singing that Bizzo song, but
so I'm gonna say like on clothes. Now we know because we have done church excuses, and we eventually will get back to doing church excuses. Yeah. But we all know what's the number one reason why people give an excuse not to go to church.
I ain't got nothing to wear.
It's church clothes. So we also have to be mindful of that. I'm gonna give you an example of a church that I visited here when we was trying to find a church. We was at this church and a guy walks in off the street and he has a tank top on. He's wearing jeans and a tank top. And I didn't see him when he came in. It's just certain things. I'm very observant. I'm a very observant person. I'm always watching. When I walk into a building, the first thing I do is look for the next exit to go out of if I need to get out. It's just how I'm always am. So when I walk in and I'm sitting down and I'm watching the pastor, I see him give this look like, who is that walk in? So it made me immediately turn my head to look, and I see this gentleman that walks in with this tank top on. And when I look back forward, they're telling him, hey, get him out of here, da da da. And I'm just like, it was not happy about this at all. I remember sitting there telling myself, I'm not going to come back here, because they asked this gentleman to leave that came in. Like when he came in, he literally sat down in the back row. He was just sitting there. They made him leave. Like nobody was like, oh, let me take off my shirt because I got a t-shirt on underneath, and hey, just wear this. You know what I mean? Like they had him leave. Come to find out, about a month or so later, I guess my wife was talking about the same church with somebody at her job, and she was like, I went to that same church. I was wearing pants, and they told her to leave. She can't wear pants. You have to wear a skirt or a dress to go to this church. Now, I'm not cool with that. If you have a dress code at your church, when I was young, I went to this church called the Universal World Church. It no longer exists, but they had a dress code at this church. All women had to wear skirts or dresses, some type of blouse, whatever. I don't necessarily agree with that, but at least if you walked in to that church and you wasn't wearing what their dress code was, in that bathroom, because I remember being young and going into the restroom, in that bathroom there was racks upon racks of clothes in different sizes, in different colors, that they were like, hey, you could put one of these on, because if you don't have anything, for next week, take what you need, blah, blah, blah. They always had clothes for that person to wear. You were never able to go to that church and say, and give the excuse, I don't have church clothes. They always made sure, and they never turned you away because of your clothes, unless you just refuse to change. So, I don't always still agree with the dress code thing, but at least if you do it, at least do it right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you off top, a church with a dress code for the whole congregation is a cult.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
At the end of the day, that's a whole cult. You're trying to get everybody in uniform. Now, see, for example, I got a pastor friend, really close pastor friend, who has a dress code for his ministers, and I can respect that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's how he trains his pulpit. That's why he has probably one of the most successful pulpits, because he got a bunch of disciplined ministers and so forth. But I can respect that. But to say yo, you can't come in here at all unless you're wearing what we say that you should be wearing, or I desire you to be wearing. Yeah, that's a cult, man. And having said all of that, I think we should get into some music right quick because I think we got some doozies on our playlist that I would love for this show to play. But you know,
I get what you're saying. Okay.
We'll be back with this conversation.
I catch what you're throwing out there.
Yeah.
Number one Christian hip hop radio show. The
Word association. I'm gonna throw a name out there, and you just kind of give me one or two words, not a whole thing. Just one or two words. T.D. Jakes.
That's a good one. False prophet.
Dwellers of the 9-5, baby.
Give me the choice, I do it live, face to face. Drop the addy, you can meet your demise. Get your feet wet, time to slide, blow the whistle. Why you a reject? Switching sides with the king of lies. Ain't no reset. Out of time, seen your evil eyes. Yeah, I peep that. Trying to hide like a secret file. Will you keep that? Open up, let me see inside. Yeah, we need that. Giving back all them people tides. In the pulpit, preaching with malevolent deeds. Deuteronomy 18, a hell of a read. Yo, what they doing now in these fake churches? Sick, like these people getting punched, slapped, thrown, and kicked. Save it, ain't no time for the tears now. Better stand on what you said and don't be saying it ain't fair now. Separate the shit, put the group on the left, then the sweat, then the get cool seed, then the fret. I knock your teeth out, make your veneers my souvenirs. I knock your teeth out, make your veneers my souvenirs. I knock your teeth out, make your veneers my souvenirs. They pray on this while y'all pray for them. I bring the heat out. Pistol peers, I keep them near. I bring the heat out. Pistol peers, I keep them near. I bring the heat out. Pistol peers, I keep them near. I shoot good, got a great form. Your new name, that joke Osteen. That boy dirty, but they think it's so clean. Perpetrated that the way it sure seem. They swore to right ya, what take it so clean. Noise Maya, the teacher on rise. That girl wanna be a man so bad. TD takes fake like $1 bill when they preach false doctrine. That the me holla kill. Spit pan in face, this the all in a church. I they look pan Bali like this boy got a nerve. Soul search, that goal they want find. Then wicked, then preach it out a real bad mind. I did right ya to watch all the funny frauds. Teach them the Bible where you want, take their money far. Another plan, stop the tech me, make poppy show. Pop up on Peter, pop off, then I'll pop on slow. Gunshot, bust in my head. False preacher, no my life it dead. Bad mind me, I fill them up with lead. You know why push me to the edge? I knock your teeth out, make your veneers my souvenirs. I knock your teeth out, make your veneers my souvenirs. I knock your teeth out, make your veneers my souvenirs. They pray on this while y'all pray for them. I bring the heat out. Pistol peers, I keep them near. I bring the heat out. Pistol peers, I keep them near. I bring the heat out. Pistol peers, I keep them near. I shoot good, got a great form.
So we may be calling into question false teachings being taught by a lot of different false teachers, but none of us is chasing Benny Hinn down the street with a baseball bat. You know, nobody here is trying to do anybody any physical harm. It's a good thing, by the way, for Benny Hinn and Bill Johnson and all these other false teachers. It's a good thing that they're living today rather than in the Old Testament, because had they been living in the Old Testament, Benny Hinn and all these others, they would have been stoned a long time ago.
Omaha's number one Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble Kingz.
And we are back.
Like a stalker who's willing to risk it all. Yes, indeed.
Speaking of stalkers, hello to my stalker, because apparently she watches the show.
All right.
So.
Okay. Hey, I want to say.
Read between the lines. All right.
Having said all of that, man, shout out to Jessica. She's been commenting some things. And also, real quick, shout out to False Doctrine Killer. That's my dude. That song right there is my 6-year-old's favorite song. They be asking me to play that song all the time.
Knock your teeth out.
Yeah, they be
souvenirs.
Yeah, it's just, and it's so I love his style. It's unique. It's different. That's the dude we was talking about when we talk about gun bars and Christian hip hop, and I was just like, yeah, it's not corny because he ain't talking about shooting demons. He's talking about shooting false prophets. But in a metonymus fashion though. Like he ain't really trying to kill nobody. He's just doing what hip hop do, and I like it. And so forth. But
so I want to make a comment.
Go ahead.
About your quote about people having to address the saying. Like I don't believe that it's a quote. Sometimes people just try too hard to get people saved, and they take their personal opinions and beliefs and push them on to other people, and they shouldn't do that.
That's called a cult.
No, because
that's a cult. by definition, you just described the cult. By plain definition, yeah.
But then that will make you a cult because you're talking about your religion and how we're supposed to live.
Let me know. Allow me to explain the difference, right? See, like when I say like, because you said something like about like.
I'm not saying in general I'm not going to say every preacher, but most preachers, not all, in case somebody try to cut this up. Yeah. Not all, but most preachers they will try to say you shouldn't watch this, or you shouldn't watch rated R movies, or you shouldn't watch TV shows or this. Or
so the moment you get into the realm of micromanaging things in a legalistic fashion, that's the moment you begin to kind of preach a different gospel. Right. Now there are things that there are some explicit directives that are given in Scripture where we say, hey, don't do this, right? And for a preacher to say, preach, don't do this because that's what the Bible says, that's sound. But for a preacher to come out and say, don't do this because we don't think that it's holy over here, at that point, you're stepping away from sound biblical teaching. And the moment you start stepping away, like if you start playing as if your salvation is based upon dress code,
what your beliefs. How do you? So we talked about distractions in the church as far as women not dressing. I don't even think you used the word holy or whatever, sanctified.
I said modestly. Women not dressing. Yeah.
So
there's a biblical precedent for modest dressing, though.
What is that, though? So what is that?
And that's a good point.
Is it a low cut shirt that you can kind of see cleavage? Is it too short of a skirt? Or is it your knees showing? Like that's the
you're right.
issue.
You're right. That's a good point because it can be something that's interpreted culturally. Because I remember watching like Africans like on TV when I was coming up, and I'm like, yo, they just letting it all just hang out, like like that's not a modest enough, right?
Because I see churches that. There's some churches that's like, plenty of there we go. Okay, so plenty of churches that I've been to when they were like all the women, you have to wear a dress or a skirt, right? Some of them are like you cannot show knees, and there are other ones like in Jamaica. I went to one where they're like you have to wear a skirt or a dress, but it's hot out there all the time. There's no AC, everything, so everybody got on short skirts, right? Because it's hot. But all the guys got on suits though. It's like they gotta be hot, and the women can be comfortable.
All right, here we go. 1 Timothy 2, chapter 8. T, I want your take on this. This is kind of what I was thinking, just based off of this conversation. There are scriptures that specifically say, women should dress modestly. So this is
what is it again?
Timothy 2, 1 Timothy 2. Verse 9, I also want the women to dress modestly with decency and propriety, adorning themselves not with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothes, but with good deeds appropriate for women who profess to worship God.
Well, that's the church all day.
But hold up though. Again, there is a culture.
Put your mic back.
Can you hear me?
No, pull it
like
away.
Two finger lifts away.
There is a cultural context there, right? For what the women looked like in that day, what certain things meant for those women in that day. So like braided hairs and all that stuff could likewise mean like, yo, you out here prostituting, right? Mm-hmm. All the other stuff, this and the other. But really, I think what the author is trying to get at here is like, yo, like you shouldn't dress in a fashion that's meant to draw attention to you and away from, you know what I mean?
Like big old giant hats.
Listen, man, you hey, you meddling now. listen, but culturally, it's become the thing. We have in Omaha actual whole hat show where the women come and like they show up. And, I'm not a fan of them. People was telling my wife like, "Hey, you need to start getting you some first lady hats." So I was like, "No, she don't. Like, like she don't need to do anything now. If she wants to wear a hat, that's fine. But if she wears a hat that looks ridiculous, guess what I'm gonna say? It looks ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, just like I would hope that she would tell me if I look stupid. If she'd be like, "Yo, you look dusty," like, but like, yeah, like that whole thing about dressing with modesty and self-control. You know what I mean? Like there's a way that's why, like, for example, like I absolutely hate the leggings culture that we have in America now.
The what?
The leggings culture. You got to go into Walmart prayed up.
The tights.
Yeah, the tight. Yeah, you know what I mean? Tights, leggings, spandex.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And it's like nobody cares now that you can see every dimple in their body. And that's problematic. You know what I mean? And I'm
especially if you got a big old butt. Like, that's just I'm just like, I'm a human being, man. Like, how you gonna get mad if I look and repent later?
Pause. So the point I wanted to make about the nightclub deal.
Look, I made this point one time. We was at this youth thing, and I made this point. They were saying the same thing, like, "Oh, how is the way I dress distracting?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Well, how would you like it if I came in with some like short shirts on with skinny jeans and my was hanging out?"
Tell me you didn't say that to some kids.
It was I didn't say youth, meaning younger.
Okay, I got you. Okay, all right.
Not youth. No.
I was about to report you. No, I'm joking. No, I got him on speed now. You don't know, but
the thing we've been focusing on about the nightclubs has been like the attire. The point I wanted to bring up and just bring to the conversation is that we should be in the world but not of the world, right? If Christians are out partying in clubs, it looks like the same as the nightclubs that people are going to. It's the same deal with the churches. Churches are looking just the same as the club. What's the separation from us and what the world's doing?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have that discussion about churches that have lights, churches that have
drums,
guitars, the cameras that zoom in on the person that's playing and doing all that. I don't know. I know, man, I'm just thinking about my childhood and about this church. We didn't stay at this church, and I think I think I was like 10 when we stopped going there. And my family stopped going about 2 years after that. My whole family, because like my entire family used to go there, and we stopped. But there were certain things that I do remember about this church. The biggest one, my dad was like a deacon. So they had elders and we had deacons and ministers, just like other churches. Certain people wear different color robes depending on what your title was. And the deacons were the people, like, right before the pastor goes to speak the word, they will walk up and down the aisle to see if anybody had like some big recording device. And I remember one day somebody did, and they grabbed this dude and carried his butt out the church. Now I'm gonna tell you why. I know you're gonna ask me why, and it is completely wrong. The reason why they didn't allow people to do this is because they taped and recorded the church services and sold them. That is why. You know, as a child, I didn't understand why, but as an adult, I could be like, oh, I can remember seeing all these tapes and cassette tapes and audio tapes in my mom's thing. I was like, oh, that's why they were doing it. It's not right. It doesn't make it right. But I was just like, the dude just wanted the word. Right? He just wanted the word, and he didn't want to have to pay for it.
They didn't want nobody having evidence of that good heresy they was preaching. That's probably what it was.
Right. I can remember the altar being this completely golden altar, like literally golden altar. When we had to walk, when we went to go up, and you know, when the pastor goes to pray for you, we couldn't wear shoes. We had to, you know, because it was considered holy ground. We couldn't wear shoes when we got there. And then the thing that I remember the most, and I had when my dad passed away, one of the elders, this is why I'm a California Angels fan, is because one of the elders there, this is a white guy, lived in Orange County. He was an Angels fan. He used to always take me to games, and we're still friends with him to this day. So he showed up to my dad's funeral, and I talked to him, you know, and so we were talking about the church, and he was like, that pastor, like, we had to get out of there, right? And I was like, yeah, I kind of, you know, running things through my head, I was like, man, some of the thing was not right, you know. But I was asking him about the church because I was like, we would do communion once a month. We would do communion at the church. Everybody had to fast for a week, and they had service all through that week. My grandmother told me, she was like, you know, we were supposed to fast for that week. We even were supposed to fast for having sex for our husband. I was like, yeah, I would have killed that real quick. Like, I killed that fast. As your husband, I have the right to kill that fast, and I will kill that fast real quick.
We right? Knocking boots. It's ordained. Knocking boots is ordained. Like no, we're married. We're doing this. Like, yeah.
But I remember the bread that they were used for the communion, and it was like real bread. It was good, like real good. Sometimes, like, yeah. So I was like, hey, where did they get that bread at? Because I would like to go buy this bread because it was so good. I remember it, right? And they were like, oh, you know what? The first lady said that God gave her the recipe in her dream. Like they used to buy some bread or whatever, and then one day she just came to church and was like, God gave me this recipe in my dream, and we only could cook it in the church. So they only cooked it in church, and they cooked it the night before, and only one person had the recipe. That bread was so good. Why she had to die with that recipe? I don't understand.
Folks just be lying. I can't.
How you know God? How you know God didn't give her that recipe? How you know God didn't give her that recipe?
I tell you exactly how I know. Because there's no way that you can trace it back to scripture. No, I ain't trying to hear that. Nah.
And I was like, I want you to cook this bread like this. Here's the recipe.
And then to be like, because I mean, like, it's a plethora of things. Like, listening to you talk, I'd have to conclude that, like, yeah.
Oh, I'm literally telling you what was wrong with it.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Like if you got that many problems, you're not going to tell me the Holy Spirit was truly active in that church. But to go back to what GT was asking about, like, the distinctions, I think distinctions can be made in, like, maybe the way that they're dancing. You know, of course, we know automatically the different type of music. Like, bump it. If they're gonna be having a club, play some T Barlow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like put it out there. You know what I mean? Like crump to it, whatever you're gonna do. But I think that, like, it's probably gonna be like a sober bar, like a sober lounge, I would assume, because most Christians think that you can't drink. You know,
yeah.
Most
people who are not Christians think that if you're a Christian, you can't drink.
Yeah. Most people think that being Christians means that you can't have a drink at all, and it's probably wise that they don't. You know what I'm saying? Just because, again, like who's being accountable here? Like who's really policing this? Because one thing about my only issue, I guess, something like this. And this is where Lecrae has been screwing up. Like Lecrae and 1K Few and all of them been screwing up on this a lot lately. Just because you got a bunch of Christians gathering here and having fun, that is not church. That is not like a worship service. So you know what I mean? I don't care if they are playing so-called worship music. Like, that is not church, and like some folks would call it that. But having said all of that, though, I think it will be wise to have accountability there. Like for somebody to be in charge and say like, yo, you can't be making the clap to this song. We don't do that. Like or whatever. However that looks. I don't know. Like I can't imagine like how it goes down.
I saw a video one time of a guy. I guess they're having a birthday party, and it was him and his wife, and they were dancing. I didn't even hear the music. It was like I was just scrolling through.
Was it Dietrich Haddon?
No. It's somebody here that I know, so I'm not even gonna say no names. But I remember he was dancing with his wife. Now it wasn't. They were freaking, whatever you want to call it. But I remember just sitting there, and I stopped for a second. I kept going, and I remember thinking to myself, I was like, "Is that wrong?"
So, okay.
Like at first, I was like, "Why would you?" And then I was like, "Well, that's his wife." Like, is that wrong?
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? There have been whole songs written about like what happened, and yes, that's his wife. But like, should everything be public between you and your wife? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it. Like for example, I know sex is ordained between me and my wife. Don't mean I'm about to like do it.
Put
in
a
public.
video out. Put a video of it out.
You understand what I'm saying? But hey, look what God blessed me to do. You know, like no, that's.
Hold on. There it is right there. There it is. Now I gotta take it out. Good vibes going up. Good vibe is going up now.
Yeah.
The first student logo is going down. This is brought to you by Good Vibes.
Yo. But you get what I'm saying though? Like there's a proper way and a wrong way to present yourself, and you can still have fun. Me and my wife, when we went on a cruise, we was known as the dancing couple around that cruise. Neither one of us are TikTok dancers, to say the least, but like, yo, we know how to, we know how to interact within a public setting and so forth. And this dude Andre Wright, stupid.
All right. The word is being brought to you by T. Barlow. If you can't see that right there.
Yeah, hey, but you know what I mean. And so no, I definitely believe that there's a certain way that as Christians we are to be presenting ourselves in public. Right?
Turn up the lighting.
All right, I think we got another video.
Yeah, we just go to another song.
Let's just go ahead and play another song, and we'll be back with our closing segment.
What? You about to get shot?
Scotty C got this one. I'm gonna tell it. Longer testimony. Look, it ain't no weapon that's gonna harm ya when you got on the whole armor, but it conform don't mean to alarm you, just warn you and join you to a flock that's well protected. We seen it some sheets, but the shepherd created heaven and the earth too. He got something to do with your birth too, and he got the power to heal what hurt you. Don't wanna deny all of that grinding ain't gonna save you on judgment day. Dog, I'm just trying to turn up your faith. Yo. I got the victory. I'ma tell it. I'm a walking testimony, y'all. You talking about a walking testimony? Let me run it. Just so you can know any obstacle you can overcome it. Like a dog licking up vomit, I went back to the streets. After feeling God's love, turn my back on this piece. Yeah, with a 5-piece. They sent me up the road, separated from my kids. I had a wife, but I know more. Plus my niggas in a commode. Well, at least I thought I did. From a felon in rebellion, look how far he bought the kid. Yeah, he bought me out. He really bought me out. Hallelujah. It wants to see. I got the victory. I'ma tell my story. I'm a walking testimony, y'all. Look, it's so much evil in this world, so many demons in this world. They don't believe them in this world, but we need Jesus in this world, so you'll be leaving out this world. Tell me where you going after. You ready for the turn up, but are you ready for the rap? It's the signs of the time, so it's time to lift your eyes up. The fear of God is wisdom, so it's time for us to rise up. Rise up, not love. You got hit with a blessing. Got hit with that chopper, but still alive, change your direction. On the next one, just might be the one to take you out. You got life up in your body, well, it's time to make it count. A lot of likes on social media, you in the chasing cloud. But you chasing waterfalls, better take a safer route. Shake the devil out, cause he don't play fair, he tryna spank something. Selling wolf tickets tryna prank something. But I'm off the plane jumping, diving and baptized in the living waters. Never again will I deny my father. The enemy, it won't succeed. The victory, yeah, I'ma tell it. A walking testimony, y'all.
It just Wait. I don't hear you, T.
He's not saying anything.
Listen, I'm saying something now. Al said I need y'all artists to start fading y'all videos out. give us some credits, you know.
So give us a symbol at the end of it.
Throw up a peace sign and fade to black. You know,
It don't even fade to black anymore, huh? It's just cut. Like
actually, I faded my videos. That's something I do.
Yeah.
You know,
we still old school. I like that. I like the hook.
Yeah,
I
I did.
really like
I
that.
did too. I was trying to really pick up on what it was saying. I was kind of.
Yeah, I went on a thing. That's what I was supposed to do. Hit play to see if he had the lyrics. No, he ain't got the lyrics on his song.
Yeah.
But I added that song to my playlist though.
Yeah. That was pretty nice.
Andre said he came at the perfect time on the conversation there.
Yeah, but you know, but here's the facts though. I think, excuse me, Christians having a place to have fun, definitely a dope idea. But I will hope that they all be careful, that they're all watching themselves, that they're all being vigilant, because quite frankly, you know, I can't. I know, like, I was one of the problems back in the day. You know, like, don't bring your daughter around me. You know, like, that's like legit. Like, you know, and it's not even that I'm the cutest thing walking, this, that, and the other, but daggum it, like, I knew how to be charming when I was ready to be charming. And I'm just saying, like, in the church, you know, it's like so much happens, and you're gonna, and I'm saying like so my encouragement to those young adults, because I'm assuming that's the young adults, my encouragement is to be vigilant. And you know, here's the thing, here's something else I didn't even think about till just now. You know, remember how underage people would sneak into a club? Like, are they carding at this door? Like, who all is able to go there?
I'm assuming if it's Christian, anybody can go there. But here's what I'm gonna say.
Which is problematic. Let me finish this real quick. Which is problematic because make no mistake, there are some pedophiles and creepers within the church.
That's what I was about to say. I was just gonna make it very plain and simple. Hey, there's a phrase that we say in church: everybody's not saved.
Some goats amongst the sheep.
If we're saying everybody in the church is not saved, definitely everybody who's going to that club,
it's not safe.
It's not safe. And which means that it's not safe just because the word says Christian club. Yeah. All right. Wash your drinks, cover your drinks still.
Yeah. I get it. It's just fruit punch, but like, yo, don't
cover the drinks. Don't have somebody bring you a drink.
That you don't know.
That you don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's still the same rules.
Be like
it's the same rules.
Be like Erykah Badu. Somebody slip me a Mickey.
Still the same rules. Watch your back as you go into your car. Don't go by yourself.
Girls go to the bathroom together. You know.
Yeah, it's all the same rules. They don't change just because it says the word Christian in front of it.
Yeah.
One more question before we get off of this. Would y'all go?
I would DJ it.
I'd perform there.
Right? Same.
I'd preach that gospel. Which, by the way, this point that we're bringing up is something I actually meant to say earlier. So shout out to Jessica, because she said something about somebody slipping something in the Kool-Aid earlier. Like she's right. Like the same rules apply. And yes, Yeah, when I go, well, first of all, I don't even know if I'm invited to the party because, like, apparently, I got kicked out of a group on Facebook for being too old. Yeah, for real. There's this group on Facebook called Young Black and Christian, and for one, you're
not young, bro. You're not.
I know, but look, I was supposed to have a presence in that group until I turned 40. When they found out I was 39 at the time. Yeah, they kicked me out. They kicked me out in the heartbeat. And but they didn't like me in that group anyway because I kept correcting their immature theology. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but being a Christian means something. And even when you go to a Christian nightclub, being a Christian means something. But just like Flyness, like you said, like not everybody who's in there, they ain't about that life.
Look, let me tell you.
And they know what I know.
I work media, bro. We have to hide things like batteries and all other kind of stuff because you'll come back in the next week and they be gone because somebody done stole them. You know, people. It is what
you're talking about in the church.
Yeah, in the church. Yeah. There's certain things we have to, in every church I work, there's certain things we have to lock up because if you didn't, they will be gone the next week.
Fam, we had money come up missing from the people who was from somebody who was counting. And you know what's funny is it's like we had some kids helping that day, and they was blaming the kids left and right. Nope, it was a full-grown adult.
Right. I mean, you can't trust everybody. You always have people watch. Like, part of my job is I get up when I have the chance when we're doing offering, and I watch as the ushers are collecting money for the plate, and then we're.
Hey, I want to say I want to say on the flip side, some of the people's disdain for this is purely from a legalistic place, and y'all just need to cut it out. Again, it's not that I think that anything's inherently bad about it. And I don't think that anything's inherently good about it. It's just like anything. You put it in the hands of sinful people, sinful stuff can happen. But at the same time, if you have righteous people in charge of it, it can literally turn out to be something beneficial and fruitful. So I don't know enough to say one way or another about the people doing this or whatnot. But for those folks who are just like, yo, they shouldn't be out there, like really, I mean, like I kind of feel like them being there, enjoying Christian music and fellowship with each other is better than being somewhere with a crack needle in their arm. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I feel like there's worse things that they could be doing. Let me just say that's what I'm getting at. That's my point. That's worse things that they could be doing. And most people, a lot of the hate that I see is just because it's something that doesn't fit their preference. And you got to remember, your preference is not what determines what's Christian. The scripture is what determines what's Christian, right? And you can't sit here and say that they're being of the world because they're doing something that like unbelievers do. Unbelievers go to work. Am I being like the world when I go to work? No. Obviously, there's a line somewhere. Obviously, like that means something. Like there's something different in how I go to work. So there's something different in how these Christians are having fun. Hopefully, in theory. So I'm saying like I think that we just want to be fair on all sides. And just say like, yo, like. It's not whether or not if it's a good or bad thing. We just need to recognize the fact that it's a thing. And since it's a thing, then I think certain safety measures need to be put in place. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So that's
I think that's the first time we all agreed on something.
Yep.
Yeah, we never agree with T. He's always wrong. Guy. Batman versus Superman. Get out of here.
You know what was funny? I was just about to say how there's going to be a day where you're going to look at that movie and you're going to be like, yo, I was wrong.
No.
You're going to be like, you're going to text me.
Oh my gosh. You made me sit there and sit down for 4 hours and rewatch freaking
Justice League.
You know what? It ain't for everybody. And I come to the place.
No, it was a good movie. I just would never sit down for 4 hours and do it again.
Let me ask you this. What would you say was the dopest scene in that movie?
The part where they was when they showed Darkseid when they was explaining the first war.
Yeah, that was dope.
But it also put a hole in the movie.
You thought so? Where?
Well, none of those people who beat Darkseid were superheroes.
No, of course not.
They were just
no. They were supposed to be. No. They were supposed to be. They're supposed to be the Greek gods. That was like Apollo, and that's the whole thing about this. It's based off of Greek mythology. That's what they used to do. Yeah, that's supposed to be an Apollo with the electricity. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what. Anyway, the whole thing about Justice League is supposed to be like this mirror of Greek mythology. But for me, the dopest scene is actually really short. It happened so fast. It's that Wonder Woman scene where she's fighting, and the dude tries to like put that automatic rifle on those folks and started shooting them, and she goes by and she's just like blacking all the stuff and spinning.
And then she blows a hole in the side of the wall, like
It's a comic book movie, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy the comic book. Enjoy the comic bookness.
No, I will not enjoy Save Martha. I'm sorry. I tried. I tried to let it go. I can't.
Yeah, that's your hang up. I don't know what to tell you. I read. You know, I started to send an article to you today that I read this morning.
We can keep going. None of this is going to be on a radio show. Go ahead.
Cool. Whatever. I started to send an article to you. That where there's a possibility. It probably won't happen, and I'm so sick of them giving me hope. But Netflix might allow Snyder, because Snyder is their guy, right? Okay. If they can get licensing for it, they will allow him to continue his vision on Netflix, and I'm here for it. Like I'm here for it like a mug. Like I need to see that Superman and Darkseid fight.
That'd be huge.
Yeah. Matter of fact, no. It's not even that. I need to see not just the Superman and Darkseid fight. I need to see how these Justice League deal with this overpowered, brainwashed Superman, and to get him back on their side. Like I need to see all of that. Like I mean,
they did get on their side.
No. You said you watched all 4 hours of that movie?
I watched all 4 of it.
They showed the
Trust
nightmare.
Me, my neck was hurting and everything. I saw the nightmare.
But that's what I'm saying.
It was a nightmare. That wasn't real. It was a nightmare.
No. What I'm saying is the nightmare is never mind. It's you. What I'm saying is that's a real thing. It's not just a nightmare.
Oh, like
okay. That's a real thing.
Well, why did you just say it wasn't a nightmare? It was real.
Because that's the name of the story. It's called Nightmare.
Oh, okay. Well, I just think they should just do it in the multiverse with Flash. That's what they should have did.
It's
that boring movie right there.
Oh. You know what? That movie didn't do what I needed it to do. I give you that.
No, it didn't.
Not if you're gonna do the Flashpoint storyline. Like there was so much they could have done. And I'm honestly, honestly, if we're being all the way 100, Marvel and DC are dropping the ball in many places.
So here's the problem with Marvel. Hey everybody, welcome to the comic book portion of Humble Kingz show. Here's the problem with Marvel. Marvel found this I don't want to say criteria, this ingredient for their movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
This formula. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's always the same. If you watch the movies back to back, like I have, you would notice that it's all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The problem is once you get to Infinity War, which is why this is my favorite movie, it changes from 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Mm-hmm. They cut out 4. They really cut that out. You go, wait a minute, whoa, the movie just ended with the bad guy winning, right? So it made you want to watch the next movie, which again, and then it changed that formula of 1, 2, 3, 4 in the next movie, which is Endgame. And then now you go back to the same movies, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're like, what the heck is this crap?
Yeah. Let me tell you this.
So they didn't change nothing, and we're upset about it. That's what's happening. Well, it's the same. It's the same stuff. I'm like, it's the same stuff, and we're tired. And we're tired of it.
It's more than that. It's also the emasculation of our superheroes, man. Like Hulk is just pathetic right now. Like,
don't talk about Hulk.
No. Hulk the character. Hulk the character is dope, but Hulk is pathetic right now. If you think about, even if you look at like Endgame, right? When you look at Endgame,
the smart Hulk is the weakest Hulk.
No.
Like, he hasn't fought since he got pieced up by Thanos.
No. Yeah, because he got beat up.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's the point.
That's
so
the
you
point.
Don't like the death of the character? You don't like that?
The death of what character?
the death of the character of Hulk? Did he can't? Hey, get from over there. Did he can't just get beat up? And then feel insecure about getting beat up? Like, man, I got beat up. Like, it has never happened in my life. And I'm very unsure of myself now because I got beat up. In the comic book, Hulk only ever lost one fight. And I want to say, oh God, was it? I don't want to mess up the thing with the Hulk. They both only lost one fight ever. One of them lost to Spider-Man, and one of them lost to Wolverine. And I don't remember which one of the two.
So I remember reading him losing to Spider-Man.
So then it was Spider-Man.
I remember.
And then Thing lost to Wolverine.
Because it was like Spider-Man's initiation into the Avengers. He didn't know that, but he
right.
But even still, I kind of feel like that's Cap because it's Hulk. I don't know. Like Spider-Man is actually overpowered.
Then they shouldn't have had him get the tar beat out of him by Thanos. Then, like he had the tar beat out of him.
Listen, you're saying what I'm saying. You're saying exactly what I'm saying. He should not have got.
I don't think he should have got beat up. You're right, but I don't have a problem with the storyline about it.
Or even if he got beat up, right? Because Thanos did have that Power Stone at the time, so he did have like some cosmic power, right? Even if Hulk gets beat up there, right? Let that man get his lick back. You know what I mean? Like, because in Endgame, Thanos didn't have them stones for a good minute until like the last like few seconds, and then he lost them. But like yo, let that man walk up on him and just chin him. Wanda got to do something. Wanda got to get her little lick back. Thor, got a couple of hits in, even though Thor was still getting his butt handed to him. Cap got a few licks in, but he still got his butt handed. But you don't let Hulk.
Thor lost it too. He lost it too, right?
Yeah, he did. That's what I said. Which is another thing that pisses me off. But then, you don't even let Hulk thump Thanos. Like, come on, so there's that. But then, when you look at all of these shows, man, it's all. That's why I said, I echo what a lot of people say, man. It's the MCU.
It's oversaturation. That's what it is.
It is. It is. And with this Daredevil, I hope they don't let me down because
I hope they don't let me down. Well, Daredevil, Affleck let you down on that one. All right, but anyway,
he really didn't know, but whatever. Okay, he didn't.
I hope they don't let me down with Blade. That's what I hope they don't let me down with.
I thought they canceled that already.
No,
I thought that was like a writer's issue and some creative differences. And
when did that happen?
Check the. It's been. I read different stuff, so I don't know. I thought something about Masara my shower. I don't know. I feel bad for screwing that dude's name up because he's a dope actor.
I can honestly tell you there is nothing other than Blade, and I'm trying to think of everything else in my head. There is nothing that I am super excited for as far as
not Deadpool 3.
Oh, because I don't think of it as an MCU movie. I forgot. I did forget.
Fair enough.
Because I don't think of it as an MCU movie.
Fair enough.
You get what I mean?
Fair enough.
Yes, I am very excited about that.
Yeah.
Very excited about that, and I hope that they don't mess it up. I really do. I hope they don't mess it up.
I feel like Ryan Reynolds won't let them. I feel like you put the right people in the right place, they won't let certain stuff happen.
There's certain people. Ryan Reynolds. You have what's the guy name that played
Hugh Jackman.
He is very sensitive about Wolverine, and I'm sure he will not let them. Yeah. He would literally say, "Hey, this is the character, and you're not going to do this with the character."
Although I do wish
so many times.
I do wish they'd recast him at this point, but in all honesty, for somebody who's actually Wolverine accurate. Like I'm talking size wise, muscular build.
You mean short?
Yeah.
Muscular build. He held it. He was just not short.
He did. But it's just like
he looked sound and played the part. He just wasn't short. That's the only problem.
But I'm not against recasting. I like people being recasted. I like seeing different. I am. I've learned to appreciate it.
We have watched him play Wolverine for so long that we were just going to judge anybody else who does it.
And that's our problem. We need to get over that. That's why they didn't recast. They should have recasted Black Panther. We would have had a better movie. I bet you we would have. I know we would have.
I'd rather him be a 60-year-old man playing Wolverine and they use AI to make him look younger than look at somebody else.
Nah, hey, somebody did a fan art of Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, of what he could look like, and I kid you not, he actually looks dope. Like, you gotta look that up. He actually looks like he
as Wolverine.
As Wolverine. Like, yeah,
I'm gonna type in Harry Potter.
No, Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel, type that.
I can't spell all that. I'm gonna type in Harry Potter as Wolverine.
I'm gonna see what you get because I'm gonna type it in myself.
I got 3 different ones. Hold on. No, I'm gonna just share it so you can tell me which one to put up. You can tell me which one I should be looking at.
I feel like neither one of these are the ones that I saw, but even still, I'd watch this.
All right, hold on. Which one? Is it that one?
Nah, that one on the right still makes me look kind of like pausey, but you see that one that's like right next to you see that one that's like right up? It looked like it's an AI picture, but it's right above him.
This one?
No, the next one over.
What in him?
No, the other way, man. Golly, man.
This is the one I put up right here. That one?
Is it? No, that wasn't the one you put up. That was another one that was up.
Oh, I had this one up first, but then I put this one up.
Yeah. And although that one is not bad, I just feel like that's not as dope as like this to me.
Scroll down. Let's see some of the other ones.
See, like he has a he got that little scruffy, scrawny face, and I'm just saying, bulk him up.
Well, let me see something because they got a picture of him bulked up right here.
That's what I'm saying.
He could play Wolverine.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, he could play Wolverine.
He could play a young Logan like a mug.
Yeah, he could play Wolverine.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like people still need to start playing with the recast just a little bit and just kind of put some respect on the fact that other
it's gonna be a little hard because you're like, that's Harry Potter, and now I look at him as Weird Al Yankovic because he did that Weird Al.
Oh, he did that so good. He did that so good. I love that movie.
If you guys didn't watch that movie, you need to watch that movie.
But like think about like even like with the Batman, like everybody was talking trash about Robert Pattinson because there's like this dude is Edward, like he's Edward, he can't be Batman. Nah, he killed that Batman role. Not so much he didn't kill Bruce Wayne, but he killed that Batman role. Like he had the one from the Batman, Pattinson.
The Batman.
I call him
the new Batman.
I call him Battinson. He killed that Batman role. Like he had it down. Like that whole stare while people talking trash to him.
Look, this is what I get out of the new Batman movie and that new Joker movie. Is that the DCEU was so terrible that they had to make a new Batman and a Joker movie at the same time outside of that universe because that crap was so terrible.
I feel like you'd have a point, except for they do that in the comic book world, so I don't even really care.
Just telling you.
Yeah, there's
how bad it was.
There's different runs of
how
comic
bad
books. How
bad Batfleck was.
No true Batman fan says that.
They had to put George Clooney back in the movie.
But actually, he wasn't. They put him in there as Bruce. Though he wasn't a bad Bruce. Yo, no.
Oh my goodness.
Clooney wasn't a bad Bruce. He was a horrible Batman. But like
that wasn't his fault.
Yeah. No, actually,
they put nipples on the back suit.
It's like, dude, like, what are these nipples doing here? Snap!
We're gonna shut this show down. What up, Rashad? Hey, speaking of Rashad, Must Be Heard Radio. We need to make some connections, have some conversations. Let's get back on the radio.
What up, Jet?
Wasn't that the nipple bat suit? Look, he said himself. Yes, it was.
It
was the nipple Batman. Yes.
What was the director thinking? I want a Batman that I can milk. No. Like what is wrong with you, son?
That movie was very cartoony.
It was based off
more cartoony than a cartoon.
It was based off the '60s Batman. That's what it was, and I hated it. But having said all of that, Batfleck is the greatest, hands down. No takes backs. He nailed the detective. He nailed the action.
Look, all you got to do is defeat the Batfleck and say, save Martha. That's his kryptonite. Save Martha.
He wasn't defeated, though. He wasn't defeated. He was saved. He was saved. That's what you got to understand. He wasn't defeated. He was saved. Completely different. Yeah.
Hey, that's all the cop said to me. That's how he got me to calm down. He told me to save Martha. And I was like, oh, I'm good. What? Your mom's name Martha, too? That's what I said.
I hate you.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be with us.
Yeah. Having said all of that, that's your only argument. You really got
my dog is getting crazy right now, so time for us to go.
All right, man. Yo, listen, everybody that tuned in, love y'all to life. Hey, yo. Shout out to Jet Black. Shout out to Jessica Rounds, Andre Wright. Anybody else who has been watching with us and rocking with us, yo, we love y'all. It's Humble Kingz Radio Show. We'll be back, God willing, same bat time, same bat channel. And that's Batfleck. And y'all have a great week.
Say Martha.
Say Martha.
Hey, man, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
What the hell is this?
That's one day.
Better life, better dreams. Lately, you my everything. All up in my mind, I ain't talking about amphetamines. Most high, lift them up like a lever seed. Devil trying to infiltrate the mind with the lesser thing. I became a better me when I gave up the scene. Hold up, better me came when I gave it all to him. Child of God, you know my Lord cannot be stopped. Defeating the odds, you know I'll never fail. May His goodness go before you, all around you. Let Him guide you. He'll come in and you go. He is for you, yeah. He is for you, yeah. In the light, keep up the pace. I beat the one with all that grace. Holy Ghost glow, we serve them praise. Look in the mirror like Ben, I'm blessed.
D&T gonna have something to say after this video is over.
Just like them street lights up in the late night, I choose to shine the path He set for me. He stayed by my side, helped me to see life. I can't deny it. Side I came alive. So even when it all fades, I'ma follow your way. Give Him all of my days, yeah. I pray you dwell in His presence, cause nothing really better. Know if you built on the rock, you last through any weather. No summer plot on my fall, I caught Him by surprise. You know your girl is the winner, I spring into the light. Thanks God. Yeah. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. May His goodness go before you, all around you. Let Him guide you. He'll come in and you go.
Shit.
He is for you, yeah. He is for you, yeah.
Man, turn this crap off.
Yeah, the outro.
We're still alive. I know you know we're still alive. Hey, real quick, everybody, if you would like to see me and T do a spin-off Humble Kingz comic book show, let us know. Because me and T, we grew up on comic books. I collected the cards that had all the stats and who they lost to and all this other stuff. And I know so did he.
Yo.
Yep. So there you go. And I like talking about old school. I don't like how they change a lot of the characters on these newer comics. But the older comics, if we're talking like older, when we're talking about 90s and early 2000s and later, yeah. But if we get into the new one where Wolverine's a woman and you know what I'm talking about, T, how they changed everything up. Yeah, I'm not really with everything that it was like a recast of everybody. So,
yeah. Hey, yo, you trying to? There we go. Yeah.
yeah.
Right here.
I have Venom number 1, bro.
Yo,
Venom number 1.
Like, if you don't know anything about this,
Venom number 1.
You didn't truly enjoy the Batman.
Yeah,
if you don't know anything about this, this is that source material right here. Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Source material is the '60s Batman.
Yeah,
good night, everybody.